Welcome back to the Right Read Podcast. As always, I'm one of your four hosts, DeAndre, accompanying me to my left.
I'm Usad. You can find me on Twitter at UsadNBA.
Today I am slightly less depressed Rockets stan. Will, you can find me on Twitter at Bias Houston.
I'm Isaiah. You can find me on Twitter at GG Supremacy.
I think we can discuss why Will is slightly less
depressed.
Yeah,
Not
depressed. Would you like to
no, I'm not all the way, not depressed,
Rockets
but
are back?
slightly less depressed. Yeah.
Are the Rockets back?
Is that a question for me?
That's a question.
Oh,
for you.
I mean,
why are you
then,
slightly depressed? I mean, less.
well, we won like 4 of our last 6, 4-game winning streak right now.
winning streak.
Yes, against some questionable talent, I guess you could say. Right, we played the G League Bucks last night, so not the world's most impressive. And they almost got it. To be fair, second half of back-to-back, but a win is a win, and I feel like with the way this Rockets team has been playing recently, I cannot complain about wins, and we've won 4 in a row, and the stretch we have coming up, it's. If they keep playing the way that they have been playing, you can maybe see a world where they keep climbing the things a little bit. We moved up to 5th last night. Obviously the Timberwolves would have to lose today first to solidify that. But I mean, we're not far enough behind them to where it's impossible to see where we catch them.
Yeah, we play Minnesota. What, the 10th? I think
It's like the
we
second
play
to
them
last game
again.
of the season.
Wow, I did not even know that.
I think that game.
Y'all know what the tiebreaker is right now?
They have
one.
Yeah.
Is 1-1?
Oh, it's 1-1. It is 1-1.
Okay, so that's gonna be a huge game. That's a playoff
gonna be
implication kind of game.
That's going to be the game that solidifies the
That'll be big.
back or not, because that is a playoff game before the playoffs.
Yep. I'll say Alperen Şengün is seemingly back. That's the biggest reason to not be
his
depressed.
last 9 games are like super impressive. If anyone has like the number, I think it's like 25 on like almost 70 true shots.
I got his last 10.
Yeah.
Last 10, it's 22, 8, 7, steal and a half, block and a half a game on 68 true shooting. If you do take away that last 10th game, though, it jumps up to about 27 a game.
What was what is he doing for 3 over that period? 'Cause it's probably like 50, isn't it?
He is 10 for 19 total.
Yeah, I told
50,
you.
53%.
Yeah, he's been slacking the mug. So he had a game where he went 5 of 5, or no, he was 5 of 7 and ended 5 of 7.
The 3-point shooting kind of is what I'm not moved by that. For me, it's like overall, he's just moving healthy.
Making shots.
Like,
Yeah, I don't
he's
know
just
what
making shots.
he's seen in that 1 week when he was off, man. But
Yeah.
man.
Even in the games he hadn't scored that much, like the Knicks game, they were just kind of
He took
daring
like
him to
5
pass.
shots, right?
He's still at 13 and 10, and the stat line's not going to look sexy, but you just see how much more comfortable he looks compared to recent weeks. Kind of scared me that Bucks game. He came up grabbing it back.
I'm still scared.
I was like, Ime, go ahead and sit that young man down.
I think they should go ahead and sit him Friday.
For Friday?
Yeah, he shouldn't.
You would sit
We
him?
play the Jazz.
The Jazz.
He shouldn't even
Yeah,
play.
we should need.
If we gotta,
Actually, let me take that injury report before I say.
I said they're not even trying to win that game. Not this isn't the topic of this podcast, but like the tank race between them and like the Wizards.
It's heating up.
Yeah,
man.
I was gonna say, man, they don't want to win that game.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah, no. Laurie out, Keontae out, Jaren out, Isaiah Collier.
It'll probably be
out.
easier
Yeah,
for
there's-
who's not out than who is out. I'm be real.
Yeah.
Right, man, Cody Williams is like really getting burned. Shout out Cody Williams, man. Shout out Bryce Sensabaugh too.
Yeah, shout out Cody
Tank
Williams.
race is actually
yeah,
very
I was gonna say they're.
I think
My team's not trying to win.
I think the bigger part of I think Şengün obviously playing well has been huge for the Rockets in this like recent turnaround. I also think big thing has been Reed Shepherd starting and finishing games for us. I think that has been huge.
Controversial
he's
topic.
been recent controversy for Bias Houston around that, but I think Reed starting has been really good for the team. I think it's good for now. I think it's good for the long run. He's been I think like 13 like
before.
13 like 13 points on like
I was
15.
talking about a record.
Oh yeah, we're 13 and 4 when he starts, and he's averaging I
What
think
he
like
averages,
15 something.
What,
Yeah.
16 and 5?
His
Something like
last
15 and
10
5.
games is 15, 4, and 5 on 60 true shooting.
Somebody has.
That's about what he's been averaging for a starter for us. True shooting
go
I think a
pull it
little
up.
bit lower because it's 2-point. Obviously gonna be a work in progress. Young small guard, still got to build
Jesus,
up that
man.
strength.
Reed is
So
averaging 16, 5, and 4 in 17 games as a starter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. And that goes back to last year,
Yeah.
right? And I think we're 13 and 4 when he starts, which
Yeah,
obviously is
yeah.
a
Boy,
damn
putting
good
up-
record.
man.
putting up
Yeah.
9 threes a game.
Boy,
Putting up
he's
9 threes a game. He is. We talk about a flaw with this Rockets roster is lack of 3-point rate, right? Obviously, Amen and Şengün aren't going to jack them up. KD
Almost.
can't teach
Nice
no-
is also not
Yeah,
that-
KD can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Yeah.
KD for as great of a player he
You'll
is.
get them 6 a game.
Yeah, like he go give you 6 threes a
Six.
game. When you need 8 threes a game, and go give you 6 threes a game. That's just what KD is. No disrespect to KD. You know, he does what he does in the mid range. Can't hate on it, right? But he's not gonna give you 3-point rate. And those are your 3 main guys on the roster. So it's like outside of them, man, someone got to take him. And if
Yeah,
there's one
he
thing
be
about
showing
Reed, bro,
He
Reed gonna shoot him.
Real gunners, man. Shout out to the real gunners.
real 3-point rate demon, man.
He took 14 of them last night.
14
made 9 of them.
Yep, he will chuck up shots, man. Like it's like a .95 3-point rate last night.
It's not even
just
chucking though.
ridiculous.
He took 1-2 the whole game.
Yeah, like I think when you look at especially how that offense looked against the Bucks last night, it just opens up so much more when you have somebody that can. He don't got to pull him. He would took 4 30-footers.
Yeah,
Like you don't got to take
this is-
5 30-footers a game, but just having somebody that's a threat to come off a screen and have a 1 dribble pull up available, a 2 dribble pull up, somebody that actually has to force you out of drop coverage. It opens up so much more for Şengün. Whenever they do decide to run horn stuff with KD, some double flares or double drag stuff with them as well in sets, like it just opens up having an actual ball handler that can shoot the ball. They run the stuff with the men, and I love a men to death, but a lot of those sets end up in he passes it off and floats to the dunker. Şengün's mid post, high post area, and we kind of just know what's happening there, and the defense does as well. So adding that extra element, and when that extra element is a guy that can shoot from 35 feet and lace it, and you're
I was gonna say,
shoot it.
there was a shot he shot last night from 35 plus feet and he missed it, and I was like, did y'all notice how no one on the bench or the court was like, what are you doing? It's like, nah, shoot it again, bro.
Yeah,
You open.
It's the same. He be pulling it. He's been taking like 1 step back a game now too. Like he just tries it when he's hot. He hits a couple threes. He just tries to step back. It goes in sometimes, but like it's just I don't know. I'm never mad at any 3-point shot he takes.
I will hold back on the less depression, I guess, that Will is feeling. I am still a depressed Rockets fan.
Yeah, I'm not all the way.
The biggest takeaway I've had from all these games, and I'm a Debbie Downer, is why is Jayshawn Tate on the court right now? Like, I walk away every single time, and we've said it on the podcast, we've said it off air. We have $40 million in dead cap.
It's more than 40, bro.
Well, yeah, it's
DFS has new initials.
Yeah.
It's DNP.
Yeah.
He has
Like,
not played basketball for us in a week.
So if you're kind of that extra
definitely
DFS,
finish it.
Yeah, if you're kind of that extra
Definitely finish it. It's crazy.
Great. That's a great one. But you're adding that extra 12 million. We're at what, 52-ish million, right? And just
we're 53 million in dead cap essentially.
So
that Pelicans blowout is because I was trying to figure out. I looked up his like plus minus for the last 3 games, and he's a +4, and I'm like, how is that possible?
what is it? The
And
Pelicans
it's
game?
that Pelicans game. He was a +27 because he was a -11 in the Knicks win in a I think a -4
I'm gonna
in
get
3
this
minutes.
bro. We're not the Jayshawn Tate slander pod.
No, it's not. But it's
that's
just
team cap,
shout out Team
that's
Cap.
team cap.
man. Shout out
He
Team
don't need
Cap.
to be playing.
We're not
no.
doing
But it is just every single time that I have a glimmer of hope for this team, I'm very much reminded that the flaws on this team are still so evident, and that I don't want to say skating by, because the offensive process has looked a lot better lately. I think that they are finding some sort of rhythm as a team, and I think that it's something that internally, I think, all guessing, right? That Stone is saying this is going to be really good for next season. I don't know if there are really any real expectations internally to just fully compete this year. They said at the deadline of maybe this just isn't our year. And I mean, again, $52 million in dead cap. It's kind of hard to look and say it is our year.
Post Adams injury for sure. If you just look at objectively our roster decisions, we have not operated as a win now team. We have made no moves at the deadline. We aren't doing anything in terms of like rotations and things like that make you think that like we're all of a sudden going like super win now. Like we're operating as a team for next year. Right? For better or worse. And I think the big positive for that for me,
we're not
like we're trying to win, right? Obviously, but we're not going all in, right? And I think that's very, very clear. Even though we traded,
he's also reasonable.
It's reasonable considering the missteps we had last offseason and injuries, right?
Almost a quarter of your salary.
Yeah, that was my thing with the whole like not doing any of the deadline stuff. Like I did want to get Kobe White, so I'm not gonna sit here and say that I was just like team don't do anything. But like even as the biggest Kobe White advocator, I didn't think Kobe White was gonna put us over the hump. It was more just about getting someone who could actually play on the roster again. Like,
I mean, he would play over Jayshawn Tate.
Yeah. Like there was no move that the Rockets could have made this trade deadline that would have saved this. And if Stone's rationale is, I can go out there and burn through assets to try to patch a ship that's going to sink anyways, or I can save those assets and try to actually fix the ship in the offseason. I mean, it makes sense to try to fix.
I mean, it's contingent on.
Yeah, I would say now that's what I think the pitchforks are premature they need to be for the offseason. If we go back into next season and it's the same roster or we didn't really address any of the actual concerns, then it's okay. Well, why did you sit on your hands at the deadline?
Collectively nuts.
Yeah, like at that point, it's just over.
I think it is at least the big silver lining for me, right? Like, and hoping that like this trend of the last few games continues, where it's like, hey, our core plus KD is playing well. Like Reed's playing well and starting, Şengün's playing well, Kevin Durant's playing well, Amen's playing. Amen especially been playing really, really good
Playing
basketball now.
his best basketball.
Right?
I think that's something that's went under the radar, dude. Amen has been good for a while.
A minute now,
and he's just
yeah.
been consistently like good. I feel like that's why it's not getting talked about because of how consistently good he's just been.
Like his highs haven't been like he's not out here like Şengün's had like 230 balls, so it's like he's getting.
I think that's the real pushback. I keep seeing stuff on Twitter. Like I saw the "Would you rather have Amen Thompson" or stuff on Castle today. We just saw it before the podcast. Yeah, but I've seen like, is Amen Thompson been disappointing to you this year at all? And we've had these conversations, and I say yes every time somebody asks me. They're like, "What are you talking about? He's been fantastic." It's the expectations I had for Amen Thompson were pushing All NBA. Like I thought he was going to be somebody that took that leap into easy All-Star, second half of the season, takes another mini leap in season, and you really get to see what the burgeoning of a real superstar looks like. I think he has otherworldly talent. I think he's the best athlete in basketball. I think he's incredibly smart. And you just hope to see some improvements in other aspects of his game. I think the silver lining I take from that is he hasn't improved nearly as much as I thought he would, and it's still year 3, and he's still a top 40 player in basketball at worst. And it's like, all right, cool. I know exactly what I'm getting out of him.
Probably gonna be first team all defense.
Yeah, probably gonna be first team on defense again.
I'm afraid they're gonna give it to Scotty.
He been getting a real media push lately.
Yeah,
getting a real push.
He'll make an all defense team.
He's gonna make it a team.
He's making a team for sure. But I think like, and this is, I was at the game yesterday, and literally I was just, you go at the game, you chat around people around. Maybe I don't know if it does this, but I ask around, see what like the layman thinks, because I think sometimes we can get a little too in the weeds with this basketball stuff. And
definitely
the average person legitimately thought that Amen had a better year last year that he was having this year. And I was just like, at least like a very, very small census that I did with the people sitting around me, right? But like, I was just like so perplexed, because I was like, man, I think people are like going too far in like what the expectations were for Amen versus what he's actually done. Like same with the Castle argument.
I think steady improvement gets underrated. If it's not like, because I think the problem is with Amen, when you look at like all of his advanced metrics, they've taken like a huge jump. Like he's leading the team in on-off, and he's playing 37 minutes a game, so that's real.
No, all of his points, rebounds, and assists have gone up.
His numbers have like went up like 3 or 4 pretty much in like all the other categories, but he's not averaging 25 a game, so this guy sucks.
People were expecting the 20 point per game league.
I think it's less about just the PRA, and my expectation coming into this season, and I think a lot of people probably shared the same way, is the Rockets offense would look different because of Amen Thompson. And I think the Rockets offense looks very similar. And I'm not saying he's the biggest part of it, but it looks very similar to last year in part of Amen Thompson. He didn't take the leap we thought he would take on ball.
As a on ball.
Yeah, as an on ball like guard. Like he is like I love him to death, but he's a dunker spot like darling. When he's not on ball. It's all ISO and dunker spot. What are you laughing about?
What are you laughing at, man?
Castle on also, bro.
Oh, brother. Oh man.
But but I think the Castle argument is a great point, because if you like, and I'm not the biggest like stat head to head guy, right? But like, you flash like the Amen Thompson Castle head to head. Besides 3-point percentage, Amen is dwarfing him in everything, right? And it's just like I think that is something that we've seen with Reed starting. I don't think it is a coincidence that with Reed starting, Amen is playing a lot better.
Absolutely.
And I think it is also because he's not being asked to play that on-ball point guard usage as much, and he's being able to be the dunker spot demon off ball that he obviously is, right? Like Will's talked about like his favorite play in basketball right now currently is the KD Şengün pick and roll that leads to an Amen Thompson lob, right? Which is happening like 3 times a game now. And that play is possible because Amen is in the corner, and you know who's in the other corner? Someone that the team actually respects.
I think Amen's connectivity as a passer is also just extremely underrated. Like, he's very good.
Yeah, very, very good connected passer.
Exploiting advantages that are already created.
Yeah,
we can't shoot, so you really don't get to see it like pop up in like the assists per game number. But he moves the basketball incredibly well.
Yeah, for sure.
Real nasty.
That's what I'm saying, and I think that is the big takeaway and silver lining for me is as long as our core of guys is playing well, the path is clear for the team. And like in terms of just getting shooters to surround Şengün, Amen, KD, Reed, right? And whatever form that takes, we'll see. If Jabari's part of it, Jabari's not part of it, we'll see, right? Like Tari, RFA, we'll see what happens. But like I think getting shooters to surround those guys, getting defenders to surround those guys, and making it work.
It's so hilarious.
I want to circle back to the Reed point before we move on. I think the thing with the Reed stuff is it's twofold. I think one, when you want to be a higher 3-point rate team, you kind of have to have one of the guys who are just, I'm taking 13 per 100.
Yeah.
And I think what that does is when you have someone like that that's playing more, it kind of puts everyone else in place to what they should be. Because instead of, Reed was at like 6 a game off the bench, so he's slightly leading the team in 3-point attempts, but it's 3 guys at 6. I have one guy at 9, so now the third guy averaging 6 means a little bit more because I have a guy at 9 now. I also think just in general, as a passer, he generates more 3-point opportunities as well.
He does.
I think that's the bigger thing.
He's boosting our 3-point rate because he shoots them at a really high rate.
And then he also
generates them. Yeah.
And that's why our 3-point rate goes. I think I got to look at this again since he starting because it's probably even more now. But last time I checked, we had a 33-point rate with him off, 37 with him on, and this one he's playing 24 minutes.
And then the ranks on that is like I think we were ranked like 29th.
We were
right, and then since Reed's been starting, we're like
29th, and then we were like the worst shooting team in the league.
Yeah, exactly. So now we're like at least we're throwing them up, and
I think we're average now.
Well. Yeah,
that's honest. One person started.
And I was
average. And by the way, we have like the best offensive rating in the league.
Yeah, and I was gonna say, and I think that kind of lets you know what needs to be done this offseason. It's kind of what we've been saying on this show for quite a while now. The fact that, like, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that our offense is just this complex, perfect offense. It's not. It looks ugly at times. But the end result of a lot of our possessions is wide open threes. Like, we get a ton of them. We get a ton of open threes, and we just make none of them. And then you look at, like, the Bucks last night, and a team that should honestly on paper have no business in a game with the Rockets. They came back in large part because they had a bunch of role players just put up a bunch of threes. And like, that's us also kind of why, like, as much as Jabari has improved, I'm gonna say something that's kind of unpopular. I'm kind of bullish on his long-term outlook because I can't build a team. Like, I've seen people who are like, Jabari can't shoot threes that well. And the counter was, oh, he doesn't need to because he can make mid-ranges in the league clip.
Which is
and to his credit, right? He's making those mid ranges at a much improved rate than he was in previous time. Like, as a matter of fact, if Jabari squares his feet and is like in momentum, I actually think he's making it now.
He's in the paint.
I actually think he's making the shot now, right? But my issue with that is if we're already saying we're building the team around Amin and Şengün, who are liable to not even attempt a single three on any given night, gang, I think everybody else has to put them up. Like, we just cannot survive in modern day offense. When you see, like I said, the Bucks, they are a team that should have no business in that game, but because AJ Green, and I don't even know who the mother dudes was.
Cormac Ryan.
Bro, yes, they had a bunch of just no-name guys.
Jericho Sims with 20 rebounds.
Yeah, bro, who? Cormac Ryan.
20 rebounds.
Yes.
20 of them.
He shot Cormac Ryan 4-7 from 3. This Pete Nance dude, 5 of 9 from 3.
Damn.
AJ Green.
Yes, Jericho.
AJ Green went 3 of 5 from 3 in the third quarter and 50% in the fourth quarter.
I didn't look at the box score last night. I have to look at this.
They took 43s last night, made 43% of them.
Usman Jang had 36, 10 and 7.
Yeah, bro. He was going crazy.
Yes. And like, you're gonna lose the math game if this is what you can go up against, and then we're already saying going into every single game, we have 2 guys we know are not gonna shoot them.
Yeah.
I think that you just can't introduce a third guy into that mix. Everybody else gotta be able to put them up. And so that's my problem with the Jabari stuff. I feel like the answer cannot be, well, we don't care because he puts up a lot of mid-ranges. Like, nah, again, we need threes.
It's a tough spot for Jabari because objectively, he is developing into a good player. I think
he is.
He's playing well on defense. He's actually bringing down boards, which are like very, very important things. It's the reason why his advanced stats reflect that. Like,
it's the reason why
like he's legitimately been a positive on the floor in like damn near every lineup.
He doesn't do anything that's gonna hurt you.
That's the reason why when we started Dylan at the power forward last year, the defensive rating looked a lot worse because we just didn't get rebounds anymore.
And I think ending possessions is a big part of defense that people don't really
the biggest.
Yeah, I'll say arguably the biggest.
So credit to Jabari, but transitioning here, I think we can all say our future in terms of if our core players are playing well is get shooters, and I think a team whose future is more muddled, right? Because those same core players are probably not fitting.
It's an amazing transition. I didn't know where that was going.
I was gonna bring it up. He was talking. He was like, "Man, the Rockets brought in a shooter around their two core players that are really good passers. We know it needs to be done." I'm like, this sounds awfully familiar to a team out east.
They tried to do that very thing.
Tried to do the exact same thing. They just happened to be.
I mean, they did it. They just came to
I'll say
the realization.
The shooter's been really good.
We're talking about the Magic. We're talking about the Magic before we get too deep into this analogy.
I would like it to be known that there were people in the comment section of a podcast we made. There were people in my comment section on Twitter. Just a lot of Twitter narratives overall about a guy from Duke who was one overall.
Oh man,
name's Paolo Banchero.
I did too.
It is,
team, bro.
It's one thing for a team to just look at you and say, "All right, you don't work here, but you're still talented. We're gonna try you here." Right? That's what they did. He wasn't doing as well on the ball. Jamal Mosley, and for a pretty good stretch, I'd say, of Paolo's career, at least in terms of recent memory with him, he was averaging, I want to say, like 26, 8 for a couple of games, just because they were using him as
playing off ball.
He was more of a
like a hug,
yeah.
And it looked like
forward.
Yeah, and I was like, and people were on Twitter like, "Oh man, this can be great," and I'm like, "Wait, don't overreact."
I mean, even if he was, you get a guy max, man.
Just wait, because that's the main point.
Yeah.
One of two things is going to happen here. Either you just found out you gave a rookie max and drafted number 1 overall, a guy who's only a short role player, or
modern day Carlos.
You just wait, he ends up bad at it again, and you realize that you gave $35 million and took the number 1 overall pick on a guy who's just not good in a majority of play types. Like, he's not a great creator. He's not a great passer. He's not a great finisher. He's not a great shooter. He's not a great defender. He just kind of looks the part now at this point. And it's sad that, man, I don't think people realize how good Desmond Bane is. Like, I don't think people understand how good Desmond Bane is at basketball.
I feel like people also, I don't think, like, Franz is also
Franz good. I want to curse, but Franz is damn good at basketball. He's fantastic. Jalen Suggs.
I say Anthony Black is good.
Anthony Black, really good. Tristan De Silva been playing for him. Wendell Carter's a solid center to have in the NBA.
Yes.
Goga Batazzi's having the worst week PR-wise ever.
Having a rough week.
But he's still a solid backup big. They have the pieces for it.
And you look at that and you're like, how is this team 2-8 in their last 10?
And it's two things. One of them is Pollo Bacon Ranch. It's him. And I'm gonna be honest, the other one is the guy that is on that bench, and he's been on that bench for the last 5 years now in Orlando at this point.
Is it?
Jamal Mosley.
Jamal
Mosley.
I think, okay, so we can real quick predict this. I think he's gone.
Yeah, I think he should.
Anyone think Jamal Mosley?
And it's crazy. I think Jamal Mosley's a good coach. It's just clearly something is not worked out in Orlando.
I'm gonna be real, bro. Like, will you break down why he finna lose his job if he does lose his job?
It's kind of not his fault.
I think it's gonna I don't think it's if. I think it's
no. Yeah, I think he's
losing his job.
Because I mean, the Magic have to ask themselves: do we admit that we screwed up and drafted a guy number 1 overall and then maxed him?
It's easier to get rid of a head coach
or get rid of the coach. I was going to say,
it's also not even just that.
He's gonna get a good head coach though when he gets hired again.
It's also not even just that. I don't know if y'all have watched these Magic press conferences. Him and Paulo are like borderline combative.
Yes.
No, I'm
like it is not like Jamal Mosley will come in there and like say like something very anti Paulo, and then Paulo will come in.
Yep.
Hey, that's on the coach, and it's
his job is to test him.
Yes,
yeah.
What you're realizing? Because
it's so sad.
Me and Dre talked about this a while ago, bro. If you want to hear a head coach be candid as they are going to be, watch a post-game press conference. What you're watching is a head coach who knows his job is on the line because the guy they took number 1 is not good.
Yeah,
and that's why he's being because he know he got the door soon. He's being honest because he know he's on.
They start saying subtle stuff. It's like,
I looked it up.
The effort wasn't there tonight.
So Paulo
that starts at the what is it, like the tip of the spear?
Starts at the top.
Paulo said other teams make adjustments at halftime. We don't make any. Jamal Mosley said it's not about adjustments. It's about playing harder.
Yes. I did not see it, bro. Like, promise you, like it's just how they are.
That's what I'm saying. I saw the same aggregation. I was like, yo, like that's like pretty blatant. Like,
you
know, number 1 overall pick and a head coach.
You know what's so funny? Like, you watch Magic games, and Jamal Mosley does try and make adjustments, and for better or for worse, Paolo Banchero is the reason why these adjustments don't work. When he has it going on, we all know how special Paolo can be. He's lost. I think that injury in his second season?
Yeah, he had a leg injury.
That leg injury, I think it really, really took something away from him because he wasn't the fastest guy, but he was fast enough at his size and his strength to where blow-bys or shoulder-to-shoulder was always going in his favor.
Yeah.
Now that he's lost that step, Zay, you done heard me say it a million times. Y'all done heard me say it. How do I know you can't dribble real or create an advantage? Man. Everything turns into a post-up, dog. You take 2 dribbles back to the basket. Oh, man, it's over. I'm watching you play, and it's like you're limiting your own advantage that you can create. And credit to Jamal Mosley. I think he saw that and said, we're going to put you in the short roll.
Yeah.
And it really, really worked. I
think it was smart. Yeah, it was smart.
I don't know. I don't know Paolo personally. I don't have insights on the Magic. I think this is just a very clear case of a player still thinks and plays one way. A coach identifies something and realizes my job's on the line, but they're not going to get rid of this guy. And it's just an unhappy marriage. Yeah. And I think the real solution is to get rid of both of them. What'll most likely end up happening is Jamal Mosley gets fired. I
don't know, man. I can't, bro. I don't want to fire Mosley without giving them like an actual.
You had
number one option, man. Not even an actual number one option, but just not being attached to Paolo.
But is it easier to say that you messed up, or is it easier to say that Jamal Mosley sucks?
I mean, you got to think.
Wait, is the Magic team who drafted Paolo still there?
Is it wrong? Is it wrong?
Oh yeah, he's gone.
Is it wrong that I think both can be true?
I mean, I'm just saying. But if you're the decision maker, if you're the guy who's making,
I can't say that if everybody else is playing well.
I'd rather scapegoat Jamal than to say.
Dude, it's crazy. Everyone got better under Jamal Mosley.
That's what, like, bro. I can't be like, hey, Jamal, you're low key not that good at your job, and you didn't gave me an All NBA player.
Get better.
So is a good role player.
He's a great role player, actually.
Black is a good role player. Desmond Bane's playing well.
The Magic had before Jamal Mosley.
Brother, 20. He's been there 5 years now.
It might have been. Was it Buddy who coached the Lakers? Was it him?
Was it Vogel?
Vogel?
Did Vogel go from? Was it Vogel?
I think it was.
Yeah.
It might be.
I can't think of like Magic head coach timeline, but it might be Vogel.
I don't know, because it's interesting. Like, I think he's been there for.
No, there was somebody in between him and Vogel.
Steve Clifford.
There was somebody in between.
Then it was Vogel.
But I'm saying his tenure has basically been tied to Franz essentially at this point, right?
Yeah, I think that was his first year. He got Franz.
He got there literally the same year Franz did.
Right? So yeah, so he has had Paolo since his second year. So yeah,
your
tenure is tied.
Bro, your career is tied to a guy who just and I'm gonna be real, it's him because. I mean, we got the on-off numbers at this point, gang. It's overwhelmingly positive when Paulo's off the court. Franz is on, Paulo's off. They're like +8, something stupid like that. And now you do it with Desmond Bain, same thing. You do it with Jalen Suggs. You do it with literally anybody on the roster, bro. Is what it is. And it's like, I'm going to be real, gang. Like, I can't be like, hey, you're not the guy for us. And everybody else around him is getting better. Every single one of them.
The Magic are going to ask themselves this summer, like, is it easier to scapegoat Jamal?
Yeah, he's getting scapegoated, bro.
It's us, and I think they're also going to ask themselves because I think they know they have a Apollo problem. I think they know at this point in time. I think they're going to ask themselves. I think they do, and I think they're going to ask themselves, do I want to try to, because they've already invested a ton into Apollo, right? Drafted number one overall, maxed them out. A lot of their roster decisions, roster construction, the way that they play has been with Paolo Banchero, pretty much number one pick, max contract in mind. And so they're going to ask themselves, is it all the assets, all the time, all the money, all the resources we've invested into Paolo? Is it better to pull the plug on that and once again admit that we messed up, or go ahead and see it through?
I'm going to be real. You have to sell high, bro.
If I was GM,
you have to sell high, bro.
Can you even sell high on him right now?
Yeah, he's still worth something.
I don't think you can.
No, he's still worth something. I know you can
sell high on Paolo.
He's still a number one pick that made, what, 2 All-Stars?
His numbers are not as bad as you think they are.
They're not, I don't know if you could. Okay, define sell high.
You probably get a first.
You can get assets, but you'll get more than that. You'll get more than that.
A first in matching.
I don't know.
I think the way they sell high and
it's just getting off of him at that point.
Yeah, but
I'm that's
like if they make a call.
I wouldn't.
It's been rumored for them a bit lately because I think people realize how bad Paolo is. But if they were to do a Giannis trade, it starts with Paolo.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, but it would be Paolo.
Yeah, it's Paolo plus pick, but it starts with Paolo.
I'm saying, like,
if you can't sell young players, I'm a firm believer in that. Like, we couldn't have. At least to me, it would have been dumb, right? Like, as a GM, I can't look at a Paolo, let's use another fail star, a Jalen Green, and say, I'm going to go sell you for parts. Yeah. I think that's dumb. You have to try and go use those guys.
Yeah, I agree.
Flail up their value as much as they can and say, well, he's still this, and I'm going to use him to go get that.
I think
you can't sell him for parts.
Yeah. Similar to the Jalen Green trade, I think you can absolutely aggregate
Paolo
into a
which is going to be kind of wicked because
you
have max.
I think
you can't. I don't think
at least Jalen Green not on a max in that contract.
I low-key would sell Paolo for parts, man. I'm going to be real, bro.
Like, Man, it's gonna be the problem Orlando's GM is gonna have to face, and their ownership group. And poor Jamal Mosley, he's probably not gonna be around for it. But you can't sell. I'm a firm believer. I can't sell star for parts when I don't have like a 1-1 yet. Like if you were the Celtics and they chose not to do it, but they felt comfortable shopping around Jaylen Brown because they had Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
As much as you believe in Franz, I can't in good faith trade Paolo away and say you're the one. And you're the one that's going to lead us to something.
I feel like you can.
Yeah, honestly, I disagree.
To
I
win
don't
a
know
title?
if you can.
I mean, so the thing is,
but that's what you have. But that's what I'm saying, because I don't think you can go sell Paolo for 3 young players. I don't think a team's going to do that. So I think if you're looking at the market for Paolo, you got to go get a 1.
No, I was saying, my point was that I don't think if the trade is you're aggregating him for,
I'll go trade him for like Trey Murphy or something else, bro.
But if I am the Magic, right, when you start thinking about, at least this is how my brain works. When I start thinking about selling off players, I think about it in evaluation of first round picks, right? That's just how my brain works, right? So if, for example, if I were to put Trey Murphy in the market, I think it's a 3 first round pick evaluation, somewhere in that ballpark, 3 to 4 first. If I put Paolo on the market, I don't know if you get more than 2. And if I'm the Magic, I'm not accepting 2 first for Paolo.
I think you still can.
I think that's the reason why, like, you can't trade
I don't think you can trade him.
You can't trade a guy who's like, what is called the quote unquote flawed stars. I don't think you can trade those flawed stars whose flaws have been overly exposed. Like, Franz is a flawed star to me. I love Franz Wagner, but he can't shoot to save his life. He just can't. He went like 0 for 5 from the field the other day. You're going under on the screens, but you could trade Franz for like 4 to 5 first right now.
Absolutely.
I promise you.
I don't know. I like that is the time to trade them, bro. Like, I feel like, because like, I think there's still a point between when a flawed star is recognized as a flawed star and before people just know they aren't that good, where you can convince one of these teams that they can save them. I think,
but save them for what?
Yeah, so
that's the problem.
You're not getting more than like.
I'm gonna be like, it's a lot of stupid teams in the league, bro. Like, I'm gonna be real. Okay, quick question. I would go to the Pelicans right now and see if I can get Trey Murphy or something else back from him. I would do that. I would go to one of these.
If you're the Pelicans, that's not ridiculous.
I would go to one of these teams that are.
Why would I want Paolo from the Pelicans? Because that's the problem.
Because they're stupid.
No. I thought you said Franz. Oh, for Paolo?
Yes, no.
Because they're dumb.
If I'm the Pelicans, that's dumb for the Pelicans.
I mean, it's a lot of stuff. My thing is, there's always somebody stupid enough. And I'll be real. If you're the Magic, you need to go to somebody stupid enough before it's too late.
I mean, my thing, I don't offer. I mean, so there are, for every like smart GM, there is a GM like the.
I mean, we be swearing people not gonna get traded, then they get traded, bro.
Fair.
No, they do. I just don't think that his
I can't operate out of that.
I don't think you can trade him for parts. Like, I don't know if you can sell.
If I'm the Magic, if I'm the Pelicans king, if I'm trading Trey Murphy, I don't want Paolo.
Yeah, I think the easiest way for me to look at it is,
I mean, this is the same team that just traded their first round pick for nothing.
Yeah, fair. But I don't think you can average team, right? Because the Pelicans can't trade with everybody. I think if you're gonna trade a Paolo, I don't think you can sell him. You have to use Paolo to buy something.
I was gonna say the issue with that too is like a team that would say, okay, we'll take a reclamation project in Paolo Banchero. Do they even have the salary to accept his contract?
That's the thing. So that's like, why you have to. You gotta like, if you gotta call Milwaukee and say like, hey, we're gonna get you Paolo. What would the deal be like? Paolo,
bunch of picks.
Let's say it's Jonathan Isaac for contracts and a bunch of picks, right?
Can they do that?
They have a lot of picks.
Yeah.
Post Bain trade?
Yeah. They still have a ton.
They have a ton.
They only gave up, funny enough, like
two
real first ones. Yeah, like 2 real ones for me. A lot of them were like fake for real.
More picks than you think.
Yeah.
But I think it's also just, you have to think of it from a GM perspective, bro. Like, the GM who picked Paolo is still there.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Could you imagine if I go to my owner and be like, hey, you know, the guy we drafted first overall was an all-star, said was going to be
parts.
Yes, like I sold him for, and no disrespect, but like I traded him for Trey Murphy in the 2029.
Hey, when they got a 55 win season afterwards.
No, but like we would know that, right? As a GM who has to save his job, going to your owner and being like, I traded Paolo for Trey Murphy. If you would have said to your GM on draft night, by the time his rookie scale extension kicks in, we traded him for Trey Murphy, you're getting fired.
It's a reason Jalen Green had to go for an upgrade. He wasn't going to go for parts, right?
I think we're in a situation to do that, though.
I think, and then again, it's another transition. A team that probably is maybe a counter argument to this, who did just trade their top 7 pick for parts, was Trae Young with the Hawks.
Like,
I mean,
what is Paulo?
No, but like I think it's.
But I mean, what are the Hawks?
I'm talking about like in quote unquote like sell. Like by the time it was time to quote unquote sell Trae Young, they couldn't get anything else for Trae Young.
Say he also had been there for
like he was.
For a little minute,
but he was more of a staple in Atlanta than Paulo is.
I think they didn't care about how much of a staple Trae Young was. They cared that his contract was about to expire. They hadn't won anything for him, and they were ready to move on from him. I think it's totally different than. Paolo's not about to move on. They just signed him to a 5-year extension. It doesn't kick in until next year.
Okay, but do you not see that that's probably the path that Paulo is heading down?
It is. It is for sure. It's not even probably. It is.
Paulo, for being objective, right? Paulo almost made an All-NBA team. Wasn't
had a hell of a playoff series.
Hell of a
playoff series.
Back to back hell of playoff series in terms of like shooting. Like shot 40% from three, 40% 3.2 in the playoffs. Like hell of a playoff series. Signed his extension, right? Obviously not to the same degree because Trae actually went to like a freaking conference finals, right? But same thing peaked early, right? Peaked super early. Signed that long-term extension.
Leg injuries fried him.
Years go back, right? Years go by, and you're like, okay, both these guys are flawed. We don't want to build around him anymore, right?
I think the massive difference between the two is when Trae Young signed his extension, not one of us in here, not one person in the Atlanta front office, and not one person around the league were looking at the Hawks saying Trae Young's deal looks bad, or we're just saying at the time he signed it, Trae Young sucks.
Number, he was on upward trajectory.
All four of us were up here saying it. We were on Twitter and Spaces saying it, on the timeline saying it. The whole world was saying it before Paolo signed that extension. Don't do this. He's not that good.
I mean, it was people who low-key were on that side.
You kind of had to get.
Do you know what we call them? Do you know what we call them? Stupid. That's what we call those people. The people that say he was a minus. Man, he was a -9. Like I get the All-Star stuff. I get all of that. For
nothing,
the
man.
NBA is
they hand out money to anybody these days.
That's what I'm saying. Like we're NBA, $1 billion organization. These organizations. Hold on. Shout out to him because he did it today and we gave him his praise. Data baller free. Data baller free as hell, twin. It's OD free.
It is
free. I got Data baller. I had. Please give me back Synergy. Please, somebody give me your account. We had all of this stuff, and all of us can point to numbers that take us 5 seconds, turn the film on, and corroborate the numbers and say, he sunk in year 3.
They showed it. They showed it. Lobbed that extension right after too,
bro. I am team don't pay players. That sounds horrible, but like I am team hard-nosed negotiation.
It do sound a little
right? I'll be honest. I am team hard-nosed negotiation. I am team like
MVP.
Not everyone
with y'all. I'm with y'all MVP.
But I'm so honest. Like we have arguments about this. Like I don't think a man is gonna get a rookie max. You know why? Because I think my GM a demon, and I think he hard-nosed.
No, we do got a contract demon.
Right? And this is my point, right? Man,
Stone.
Even Raphael Stone, bro, and number 1 overall pick with 2 All-Star appearances.
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm gonna be real, bro. Like, you might get fired on the spot if you don't give him a max. No fun.
I'm gonna keep it a stack with you, bro. And this is just how I feel. This is just me. If I would have, and it's just how I would operate. If I have access to all of these numbers, all of this information, and I can clearly see, gang, go check the numbers even in that playoff series when he was going nuts. They were better without him.
27 points on 40%.
He was going nuts because he hit a bunch of threes.
But they were better. They were better without him in that play. Like it was so clear.
Yeah, he shot 45% at the rim, bro. I'm nothing.
45%. It was so clear to see for anybody. Like my bad shooter got hot in the playoffs.
Yeah, he shot better from mid-range than at the rim, bro.
It's so obvious to me, and I think it was so obvious to a lot of people. And I hate bashing Paolo like this guy. I think he's probably a really good dude. Probably a really good family man. Like Paolo, probably a great guy. I don't want to bash him as a person. This is strictly on the court and just the philosophy I have for basketball. Flawed stars like this, guys who can't turn a corner, guys who turn every drive into post up, guys who can't shoot, can't pass, can't play make, can't screen, can't really rebound, can't really defend. Like, what do you do at a high level that commands you $40 million on all these touches? And anybody could have saw it. That's my problem. Like, it'd be one thing if it was Duke Paolo. Like, I loved Duke Paolo. I loved early on Paolo. And it's not fair to him. Bro got hurt. Career was over. I'm sorry. It was over after that.
I mean, but if you're the GM, after you wouldn't already
sign.
After you already drafted him number 1, how do you justify?
You know what happened? You know what happened? I wouldn't have drafted him 1. Chet would be in Orlando.
See, but that's a different combo though. That's a different combo though.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the thing, like even
it's the problem.
If we're saying Chet is in Orlando, if he gets a leg injury that does the same thing to him that happened to Paulo, you still got to give him the max, gang.
Yeah, Chet almost.
You kind of
you gonna feel so comfortable giving Chet the max because when he is on the court, you're like, oh wait, he's great at basketball.
I mean, you pretty sure I'm pretty sure everybody here had Chet 1 except for will.
Yeah,
So
That's what I'm saying. But like again, none of us get paid to build NBA rosters.
he was shooting
a lot of
80
people on
at the
Twitter
rim.
don't get paid to build NBA rosters. A lot of people who cover this sport for free, even people on ESPN that do get, they're not getting paid by NBA organizations. Do you know what 99% of the sentiment was from all these people? Franz is way better. Yeah. Don't waste your time with Paolo. I don't care that he went 1. I don't care that he put his PRA up. I don't care about that one fake playoff series. Everybody saw it. Yeah, even when he was healthy, Franz was better.
Like, even though you see it though, you can't
sell that early.
You gotta go down with the shit, bro.
Yeah, you can't sell early on a number one.
That's
pick.
why,
and that's how you die.
I
like life.
Unless
he's right. The second he took him.
This is about wrong because as bad as Polo is, right?
You wanted to die from birth. That's all that's telling me.
Oh, this is the thing. As bad as Polo is, right? And this is continuing with the Hawks now, right?
He ain't never want to live.
Oh, hear me out.
I would have talked about the Hawks.
Hear me out, right? Because the Hawks are a great example of this, bro. The Hawks. The Hawks are a great example of this, bro. Listen, the Hawks drafted someone number 1 overall.
And they said, nah, bro.
And they said, you suck.
I'm sorry.
The Hawks took a number 1 overall pick.
He real garbage.
No, I was going to say.
You can't say that after you shot him out, bro.
What makes the Richardson stuff so funny is like, because I laugh at it. He's terrible. Like he's
real garbage.
He's actually really bad.
Like he's real garbage.
But
it's a good
the Magic are in a worse position than the Hawks are because they paid.
That's a fireable. We got to talk about that. That is a fireable offense, bro.
Paulo is better at that. Even Paulo was not that good.
He got fired. He drafted Reece and Landry Fields got fired.
Yeah,
that's what you're supposed to do. When you take somebody dog shit at 1, you lose your job.
Bro,
that's what happened.
They really went on an ESPN interview and said Reed Shepherd is a Steph Curry, Patrick Mahomes level prospect.
And they took Reese's shit.
And they took Reese's shit. You didn't even take somebody that was high for it, bro. Clingan was right there.
Bro, all the reports. Yo, like, they think Reed Shepherd, Steph, they think Donovan, like, Quinn Snyder's been drooling over Donovan Clingan since he was 14. It's like all these reports here, even like they like Castle a little bit. They like Ron Holland. All of these dudes would have been like, Matas had a workout, would have been way better. And they said, hey man, Jonathan Cavoni, I like them.
I was saying Richard Shea wasn't even
could you imagine right now? Could you imagine it with Clingan, bro?
Bro, you know what's so funny? I think if they draft Clingan, Fields still has a job. I am not the biggest Alex Sarr fan in the world. He has his job if they draft Alex Sarr.
Yes.
And the other part. They should have just dropped their nuts and drafted.
I mean, I'm like,
I said that
when it was happening. Sorry, but I ain't gonna lie. A Clingan pick would have been just as good.
It should have been Clingan.
But
they should have took Clingan.
What I was gonna say though is the Hawks. Paulo Banchero is better at basketball than Richard Shea. For as much as we've crapped on him, he is. He's better at basketball.
For as bad as we say Paulo is, he's averaging 22, 8, and 5.
What's the name of the theory?
No, Paulo theory. So what I'm
going to know what Richard Shea is averaging.
No, so here's what I was gonna say though, right? For as much as we've crapped on Paulo on this podcast,
he got a theory named after him, bro.
He's objectively good.
Even though he's better than Richard Shea, the Hawks made the better selection because they realized early on he sucks. We're not going to max him. You're not even starting for us.
Yeah, like you would rather.
Oh man, he's not even playing.
It hurts so much to say, but like you'd rather take Anthony Bennett than you would.
Yeah, you gotta take an old-fashioned bust.
Oh my god!
No, you wouldn't.
Not if you're the GM. If you're the GM, you get fired.
I mean, you're going
as a GM, at this point, if you're the Magic GM, what pathway do you have to not lose your job in 2 years?
You know what I have?
Real shit.
You know what I had though? My job for 5 more years.
I mean, you don't get
I
don't even agree with that.
Yeah, I disagree. If you take a good old fashioned bust and you recognize it, you put yourself in the hot seat, right? But you at least give yourself the opportunity, right, before they fire you to try to right this ship.
No, you get fired.
Maybe you can try and figure it out.
I mean,
you get fired.
If
there's no way around it.
I mean, you're going to get fired regardless. I'm saying, if we're talking about in both scenarios, you're going to get fired regardless. We're talking about percent chances increasing. You have a better chance of keeping your job, drafting a bust, or drafting a good old fashioned Anthony Bennett level bust.
If we were talking immediate, you would get fired the year before drafting an Anthony Bennett or like Landry Fields got fired the next season because he drafted Reece Shea. He fumbled the Trae Young situation. It was a lot that went into it. I think it'd be similar. Like you traded a lot of assets for Desmond Bane. Desmond Bane was for who? Let's call it spade a spade. It was for Paolo.
It was for Paolo and Franz, to be fair.
But before that, they paid KCP for who? For Paolo. Like he has gone out of his way to make roster moves for a Paolo Banchero.
Yep.
Actually, no, I'm going to take my statement back. You do keep your job longer with a Paolo because what ends up happening is, and you get to fool your owner, you get to fool your head coach, and you get to fool Paolo for saying, for 4 straight years, we're going to get you help. We're just going to, that stuff you can't do, we're going to get other guys to do it for you. And when those guys continue to do their stuff, or in the case of KCP, which is hilarious, you're so bad at your stuff, you make his stuff worse. We either going to see one of these two options. We're going to see you still suck. And guess what? I didn't get fired year 2. I'm getting fired year 6 after I fired a head coach to try and save my job.
I'm going to be so for real.
Damn it, Jamal Mosley, I feel bad for you, bro.
The situation is analogous to what Houston went through, right? Ignore Şengün at 16, because that's kind of outlier, right? Low-key, that is might have saved Stone's job. Because if we didn't have Şengün at 16, and you're sitting there,
I want to counterpoint the point that you made, low-key.
Yeah, like
I think you have a better chance if you do get the good old-fashioned bust.
I agree.
If you draft the old-fashioned bust, right, and they suck, and you know they suck, but you get a steal somewhere else, that still could save your job.
What are we classifying as like old? Like to me, when we say bust, I mean Anthony Bennett. Because
no, hold on. Let me finish my analogy. Right? You drafted Jalen Green. Jalen Green's not a good old-fashioned bust. He's not.
Yeah, he's on the Apollo trajectory.
He's on Apollo trajectory, man. He's on Apollo trajectory, right? Where it's like a team, you can use him to upgrade off you, right? Mm-hmm. You got another star somewhere else. I think Franz and Şengün are comparable in their careers. In terms of like, I think Şengün is better, but I think Franz is also very good.
Yes,
right.
In terms of being the second guy, but they're good.
In terms of the second guy in that draft or draft before in this case, right, turned out to be better, right? I think you as a GM can be like, hey, look, I tried to insulate him. Yeah. This coach don't work. I'm gonna get a new coach in, right? I can upgrade off Apollo and build around the team.
You know what the Orlando Magic GM can say? I went 4 for 5. I hit on Suggs. I hit on Anthony Black. I hit on Franz, and I found a trade to go get Desmond Bane.
Who's good?
It's one person that's just not good. Really,
the problem is, this is where they messed up. Paulo should have been in the Bane trade. And then
see, they should got off him early, bro.
I'm gonna be honest. This is the problem.
That's what we did.
This is the problem.
We got off Jim.
I think this is the problem with a quote unquote like Paolo for like
this offseason is the year we traded Jalen for Paolo.
So you say it has to be this summer.
But here's my problem.
It's hard to trade somebody on a 5-year deal, man.
The only way in which I think they can trade Paolo is if it's in a Giannis or like that level of an upgrade. They have to do their version of the KD trade.
Yeah, I
don't think you can sell him for parts because I don't think you get anything.
You can't sell him for parts.
When you include Paolo in these trades, you are selling potential upside, but more importantly, you're making salary match. Which is as sad as it is. That's what he is at this point in time. He's salary match because you're gonna then attach.
You still gotta sell some of the dream, though.
Yeah.
I think that's the
upside.
real.
But like I said, the biggest part is he's making salary.
Oh, I think that's a because if I'm selling Paolo for parts, I'm telling every other GM in the NBA I don't want him anymore.
Exactly.
Versus if I'm going to,
you can't do that.
If I'm going to Milwaukee, if I'm going to. Fuck it, let's say like Jalen Brunson's hired in New York, right? If I go to New York and I'm calling them and I'm saying, it's not that I don't want Paolo, just random names. No, it's not saying Cat. It's not saying I don't want Paolo anymore.
Ooh, if I was a Magic, I would do that so fast.
I would really look at that.
Oh my God, I would do that today.
The Knicks would be dumb as hell. But that's what you have to do you have to present Paolo as if it's not that we're mad at him. We just know Giannis is better. We just know like we still love Paolo, by the way, guys.
That's what Stone did with Jalen.
I can make them numbers say whatever I want.
I hate to let him go.
No, but the point is, right? And Orlando Magic GM is in the position to have this option because Paolo is not a good old-fashioned bust. If he was a good old-fashioned bust, he is already fired.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I don't know either.
Think about how many more games over this stretch since Paolo has been a Magic that they have lost because Paolo is not impactful in his minutes, as opposed to if Franz was just their star and they used that to build around him.
If you were arguing from an organizational perspective, what is better? I am with you guys. I am arguing purely general manager job security.
I have a perfect example, right? I have a prime example of why this is better, right? Tim Connolly, when he was the GM of the Nuggets, do you remember all of the Nuggets draft picks from 2014 all the way to 2022?
Yeah, they didn't.
I mean,
that's different.
It's
different. That's not
Jokic saving his ass.
I think it's
they took Jokic to the moment. That's all that matters.
But I think it's different. The massive difference. I think every NBA organization, especially an organization like the Magic, when you get number one, like regardless of your franchise's history, your recent history, you could have won a title last year. And you're picking number one. Like, remember the doomsday scenario where OKC was picking one this year? Yep. If OKC won a title this year and pick one, and let's say they drafted AJ, and AJ ends up ass, You drafted a bust at one.
But Presti didn't lose his job.
Bro, Presti don't lose job because he's brought himself that much security.
Part of the reason
but I'm
Bob
looking at
Myers,
Presti like, you wasted a fucking number one overall pick. And now, if I am the Magic GM in this scenario, and I don't got all this other pedigree, I don't got everything else working for me, and I draft a Paolo at 1, gang, I'm gonna be real.
I mean, like I said, we're talking about in this scenario, you're losing your job regardless, right?
So if they would have drafted,
I think the Orlando GM can save his job. I don't.
I'm not gonna say that name.
I don't think he's cooked.
He not cooked, but his pathway to not being cooked is real.
Hey, cool. It's tough.
It's
the pathway
real.
to being an NBA GM is tough.
My thing with that though is if I draft a good old fashioned bust and recognize it very early on, bro, is not it. There are other ways I can have other draft picks that are very good. I can make good. What you write down?
Also, Orlando would have just been better faster.
There's a worse universe out there.
Oh man,
they could have taken.
You can't say that on the show.
Oh man, come on.
Righteous.
But you can.
They might be in a better spot though. No funny.
Are they?
They might actually be in a better position.
Are the Magic in a better position if they take Ivy at 1?
Yes.
Oh, you said Ivy. Oh. That's not the name I thought I saw.
Who was you
that is
Jabari?
Yes, I did not.
Way better. No, funny. With Jabari at 1, they'd be like, okay, we have Franz and Jabari, who I actually think kind of fit.
They fit well.
They fit pretty well together. We need it. No, funny. Franz, Jabari, and Bane works.
Yeah, I'm something.
That actually works.
I'm something on that.
Suggs, Bane, Franz, Jabari.
I'm something on that.
Yo, that's a fake good starting 5. Not even fake good. That's like a 4 seed.
That's a 55 win team.
Really let him 6 threes a game from Jabari. Franz Wagner gonna let him 6 threes.
That team works.
Probably does.
Yeah, he probably played like a little bit of center too. So his 6 threes a game would go from it would be from being not as much to like he damn near leading the league in his position.
Defense, like that team works.
Yeah, shit. I'm nothing, man.
To be way more on ball.
Wait, no, dude, we would have ended up with Paolo then. Oh my god!
Yeah, because they were taking Chet out too.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you what happened. It's this alternate universe because we're running down the time here. If we end up with Paolo, we sell Şengün.
Yep.
Yeah, we'd have missed.
I don't know.
It's out the mud. Right.
All right. Rapid fire, random scenarios. Paulo's from Seattle. Do you protect him in an expansion draft? And if not, do the Seattle Supersonics take
Nah, you can't, bro. You gotta protect him.
No.
He can, bro. If you don't protect Paulo, he can fire on the spot.
I'm protecting him.
For the reason you just said, if I can't sell you, I just need to get off.
No, okay, but I
don't think he's there yet.
So yeah, I would say number one, I think you can sell him. I think you just don't sell him for what he's worth. Or what you would want to.
Hey man, I'll tell you.
Okay, so
I got a trade scenario for y'all.
There is a scenario where, like, if I don't have it too much off my head, but there's a team out there that I think would give you 2 first-round picks for Paolo today.
If you feel that, if you think that you have 2 first-round picks for Paolo, that's fine.
But the problem with that is, I think he's worth more. I think that means that for
he should be worth
more than 2. I think so I would not trade him for 2.
I kind of agree with you, but this is where my mind would be. If every phone call I get back is 1 first and 1 protected first, your $35 million is just worth more to me than those picks would be. If I'm Orlando at this point,
I would
just give me your money.
What's your proposal?
All right, because this team has already done this. As a matter of fact, they just did it this season.
The Pelicans?
No,
okay.
It is a Western Conference team though.
Okay.
The Clippers went to the Cavs.
Wow.
And they did the Garland for Harden swap.
I'm
going to them and I'm asking if they're going to do the Kawhi for Paolo because he has 1 more year on his deal, and I'm pretty sure they have not extended him yet. And judging by the Garland stuff, it's looking like they're trying to go more long-term directionally.
I think they would have moved Kawhi.
I'm selling Paolo for the same way you want to reset your timeline with Garland, James Harden. I'm selling that with Paolo.
If I'm the Clippers, I'm asking for all of your picks.
Yeah, I would need a bunch of picks.
For all of your picks.
How many? They have what?
I'm not even
3
asking for first thing I'm gonna call. You gonna say Paolo? I'm gonna say Franz. Dare you to hang up? That's first.
No. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't do that.
That's a good negotiation. That's what I would do.
You can't do that, bro.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
I think it's. I wouldn't all of the picks. I wouldn't be interested in Paolo if I was the Clippers. And if
I think you get a third team involved.
If I'm the Magic, I don't make that trade either. I don't think they're Kawhi Leonard away.
Oh no! I would have. No. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Gang, if you
look at them all
in a vacuum, saying they're not a Kawhi Leonard away is fine. Gang, they're a Kawhi Leonard swap for Paolo away.
Yes.
Have you seen them on gang? We spent what 30 minutes at this point talking about how they have like damn near championship team level on-offs by just subtracting Paolo off the court with pretty much anyone else, and you're gonna give a guy who's like +9 right now to that team and swap him out?
Yeah, Suggs,
don't know.
Kawhi, Franz.
In the East?
I'll be the Lone Ranger on that one.
I'm gonna be real. No funny. How many teams in the East are definitively better than Magic?
Kawhi,
being healthy,
and then staying and then not
even healthy this year,
but maintaining that play. I don't.
He's been healthy this year too. They wouldn't need him to maintain that level of play.
Yeah,
they wouldn't need it.
I don't know.
He's averaging 28 and doing all this right now because the Clippers actually suck. And if he doesn't drop 30, they're gonna lose.
Yeah, they don't need that on the Magic. They can insulate him a lot more.
I don't know.
They winning games with Paulo just not in the lineup. They were winning games with Franz just not in the lineup. They were winning games last year when Franz and Paulo were both injured.
Yeah, they were.
They were still winning games.
The Magic win games.
This is just a good team. I'm be real. Their role players, their core, when you subtract their number one star, gang, I struggle to find very many, if any, teams that are better if you just look at the 2 through 10 on the roster.
But you, once again, it's a Magic all-in trade, right? Because
they should be. Their team is good.
Is it? Can I ask you this?
How is so wide open?
How all in is it if I'm getting rid of a bad player?
For a good one. For a top 10 one at that.
Again, this is so analogous to us.
But okay, here's the difference though. When we traded Jalen for Kevin Durant, it was Jalen, DB, pick.
Let's say it's Paolo and 2 picks.
I think it's going to cost you. If I'm the Clippers, I'm not accepting that.
Why not?
He's on a 1-year deal.
Why not? Kawhi can expire.
I think if I'm the Pistons, I outbid that.
No, you don't.
Okay, I mean,
no, you don't.
Because I ain't gonna lie to you real quick. Paulo Banchero to me in this trade is
I don't think you can.
Hell do the Pistons have that I want?
More draft picks and not a bad contract.
I don't think Paulo.
We're talking about a bad contract here. I'd rather have more quantity of picks from the Pistons and not a bad contract.
I think they can.
I think we went too far in the opposite direction with Paulo. He's a bad player, but he's not a bad asset because at the end of the day, he's still a 23-year-old 2-time All-Star.
Yep.
Yeah.
That 23-year-old 2-time, especially for we're talking about
build around him.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, if you're the Clippers, if I'm the Clippers, I can convince myself that it's your fault, not my fault.
Yep.
Remove Clip. You are not the Clippers team. You are a fan of that team. Would you do that trade? Would you take Paulo?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Kawhi's on a 1-year deal.
For 2
Yeah, he's an expensive. Because you got to get value.
You
You got to get value.
Over
and 2 first.
Over a
Kawhi, I would
Pistons
do it.
trade or shoot.
Yes.
We're so many.
We're talking about Paulo.
Who is the player?
His young players are ass.
It would be inconsequential. It'd be like Tobias here. It'd be like
no, hell no.
No, but
I take Paulo.
I want the picks.
At least I can sell a Paulo.
Quantity of picks.
Because the Pistons aren't going to give me. The Pistons aren't going to give me real first.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not saying it could be an
the Pistons first aren't going to be good at all.
My point is that Magic trade. I don't necessarily think that's true either. That it hardly ever works out that way. But the Magic trade with Paulo, I am taking back an asset that I don't want Paulo. If I'm the Clippers,
I would definitely want Paulo as the Clippers.
I don't want him to begin with.
They have no incentive to be bad.
I mean, again, I don't care. I think the Clippers, and this is going to open a can of worms for another podcast. I think the Clippers are in sunk cost fallacy territory. You do not have any of your picks, and I think that anytime a team decides to double down on we don't have our picks, we're going to go out there and make even more win now moves. It never works. Right?
I think
you have to accept the fact that we don't have our picks. Okay, go ahead.
If you present me 2 proposals because the Pistons have more picks, they don't have that many picks. Like,
I mean, we're talking about 2. We're talking about 2 versus. I give it like 5.
No, I just looked it up. They both have about. They both have. None of them have extra draft picks from anybody else.
Yeah.
Only thing is, Pistons have their 28. Magic don't. But if you're trading multiple picks, those have to be swaps anyway.
Yeah,
it can't be outright.
So you're looking at probably like 2 picks, 1 swap versus 2 picks.
Paolo.
And it's like Paulo. And because I'll be honest, the salary the Pistons attach is not going to be good salary.
I mean, it's expiring.
Also, the Clippers are just going to lose Kawhi for nothing. I think that's the other thing.
No. I'm not saying they shouldn't trade him. I'm saying I wouldn't trade him.
No, but that's the point.
I think
they have to trade Kawhi if he's not going to sign an extension.
I might as well take back.
But it's not for Paulo. That's why I'm
No, but there's a non-zero chance that Paulo's good.
Yes. He's still young.
He's still young.
We keep talking about how ass Paulo is, gang. He's still a 23-year-old 2-time All-Star, gang.
Will any of those players that you would get from those Pistons pick be as good as Paulo?
No.
No, I don't. To me, I'm not trading for them. I'm trading for their contracts. I'm getting off of them.
But you
don't have any assets.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know,
the thing at that point, the asset is salary, right? But the problem with the asset,
I don't want to pay Paulo.
The issue with the asset being salary,
I don't want to either.
I don't want to pay
anybody.
If I'm the Clippers,
I don't want to. Just because I'm paying nobody, I got to take a bad contract.
No, I think
you're gonna have to sign bad contracts in the aggregate.
Yeah, I think he's the best asset.
The difference is though, I can sign him for like the Fred VanVleet thing, where I overpay them for like a year. Paulo is getting paid a max contract starting next season.
I'm with you there. I'm with you there. I think it's going to be the worst contract in basketball. I just don't know if in this scenario, right? Because somebody else could offer something for Kawhi for the Clippers and it blows all of this. But in this scenario, I think Paulo's still the best asset.
No,
easily. I think that's the best offer they will get it. Like, period.
I agree with that. But like I said, you are signing up to have the worst contract or one of the worst contracts in basketball.
I think we went too far in the opposite direction.
Possibly.
It's possible. But if he's going down is Paolo Banchero good enough to where you're taking that risk?
I think I can read
Yes.
If I'm a GM,
I think we went too far because I think the issue here is because Franz is. I was about to say mogging him because Franz is substantially better than Paulo. Yeah, because he's frame mogging Paulo, right? It makes Paulo look comparatively worse than what he actually is. We have went too far in the opposite direction. We're treating Paulo like he's DeMar DeRozan.
I mean, but
he's still good.
We just said on this podcast we'd rather have Ricochet than Paulo. And main part,
as a GM who drafted him. Not in a vacuum.
In general.
Yes, I'd rather have Ricochet.
Oh no. If I had the freedom to get off either one of them without losing my job, I'd rather have Paulo.
No, I'd rather have Ricochet.
Because Paulo's an asset. He's still good.
I think at the end of the day, the Clippers cannot tank. They don't have their own picks.
Yes.
If you are asking me, would I rather...
It's sunk cost fallacy, man.
Would I rather get 2 picks and a player who might be good on a rookie max or 3 picks and people who I know are bad? I'm just going to be over.
I think that there's a better world where you rehab Paulo's value because he's still going to be 23-year-old Paulo. Like, you would trade him at. I would say he'll be.
If he stinks on the Clippers, gang. Now you just once again have the worst contract in basketball.
Yeah, I mean, if he stinks on the Clippers, you know what he is at that point. He's Andrew Wiggins, and
No.
Andrew Wiggins got salary.
The other thing is. Was Andrew Wiggins making that much?
Yes, comparatively, it was a rookie.
It was comparable.
My next one I'll make is Andrew Wiggins had role player quality. So even though he's making a lot of
he low-key didn't.
He don't lean into him.
I think we've gotten revisionist on Andrew Wiggins because he went to the Warriors and it worked out. Gang, he was a non-playmaking,
he was a cone,
non-defending isolation wing before he got traded to the Warriors. Now he got to the Warriors and he changed it to being a 3-and-D player. But when he was on the Timberwolves, there was a reason why they had to give him a pickup.
Yeah,
he was a sunk cost
because they were getting D'Angelo Russell was a better player.
But he was a sunk cost.
Again, no. But the part of and I think Andrew Wiggins is a perfect example for this because it's very similar to I think what Paolo's going through. They loved Wiggins at first. They drafted another guy, which it went in reverse for Paolo, but they drafted another guy. That other guy ended up being way better.
Yes.
And they saw a way where we have to build this team around this guy because this guy is bleeding value at this point. They had to attach a pick to flip him for an asset they felt was more valuable, and D'Angelo Russell didn't work out for Minnesota.
It didn't work out
for Golden State. But that's kind of how Paolo's going to be. I think he'll have a little bit more luster in the eyes of media and other GMs than Andrew Wiggins.
I think he should.
I think his body is his frame of work at this point and his pedigree at this point. I think it's just more than what Wiggins was up to the point of his trade. But it's going to be similar to that where I'm looking and I'm saying, if I am a Minnesota, I kind of have to attach a pick to you regardless, and I got to go swinging for something. They could have swung higher than D'Angelo Russell, looking back on it.
Yeah.
But if I am Orlando, I got to swing for Kawhi. And if I'm the Clippers in this scenario and I got Kawhi Leonard on an expiring contract,
he's going to walk.
Who's going to just leave.
I mean, no, so the root of the debate is not should they trade Kawhi. No, they should.
I just don't know if I'm Steve Ballmer. I don't know if I can sell to investors after we just went through all of this.
Yeah, we just put this money in this fat ass stadium.
We just went through all this planting tree stuff. I got the richest stadium here.
I think somebody sell tickets.
About just if I just have if this is my team, I'm the Clippers. I can do whatever I want with the Clippers. I do not want.
I think
it's a world where you rehab his value.
I don't want to pay.
We can rap, but I think the Clippers thing is at the end of the day, if you're telling me my rebuild starts with picks, Paulo and Darius Garland.
It's a fucking phenomenal start.
I'm chilling with it.
That is a great start.
After I came from legit
nothing.
Yeah, but Darius Garland's a good basketball player.
If I'm not mistaken, the last pick the Clippers giving up is what, 2027? What's the last Clipper pick going out?
But we have
we done a complete 180.
We have
because we went too far in the opposite direction, bro.
Not being good, and I'm supposed to
not being good compared up to other stars. Gotta make that clear.
Max.
Yeah, so you do have to compare him. You have to compare him to other people.
He's also 23 though.
He's still gonna be overpaid like shit. We can look at that. He's gonna be overpaid like shit.
The Clippers game, they suck. It don't matter.
I think that's a good point. The Clippers should not give a flying fuck about their cap sheet for the next 3 years.
They should pay somebody.
They should.
Exactly. You have to hit the salary for it.
But
I would rather overpay a good role player.
Let's go space. I hate Paolo. Man, on a real 180. I'm defending Paolo.
I know.
I have a strong hate for Paolo's game on like a game-by-game basis when he chooses to play the way he does. Man, 26-year-old Paolo with 2 years left on his deal if he's just what he is now, let's say he's still putting up the fake
decent
PRA,
asset.
Like 25, 7,
let's say if he like 24, 6 and 5 with the Clippers,
He's gonna put up
rehab
numbers.
some value.
He's going to put up numbers on the
same
Clippers.
color we're having right now about a team's gonna be dumb enough. I can phone a team with 26-year-old Paolo with 2 years left on his deal saying, hey, he nice.
This the piece you
I
need.
just want this. Y'all gonna get a steal from me. I
This
just want
what you
this off of him.
need.
You can flip him. I think it's a better
We-
one
we've
where
seen-
like his
yeah, we've
PRA
seen
is
it with
just good
Julius
enough for you to
Randle.
flip.
Yeah.
Versus like if you go get Tobias Harris, Kevin Horter, and Duncan Robinson's contract,
Those guys are dying on your team.
Let's say,
I mean,
they're
I
just
don't care.
gone.
I don't want to pay them. I don't want to pay them.
But you got to pay somebody.
Yeah,
And
so I'm
the
gonna,
fear I would
rather
have if I'm the
overpay for a
Clippers.
role player. Like I'd give out a bunch of short term big money contracts like the Rockets did with Fred. I probably wouldn't do a 2
But Fred,
3
Fred's
think
a
it's bad
star
example.
though.
Yeah, I think because
No,
I don't think Fred's is
I'm
available.
not saying that Fred's is available. I'm saying, but there's going to be quality rotation pieces.
I don't-
we can wrap
in
it.
free eight.
Yes,
I don't want to leave
there's
this
no
point.
stars.
Man,
There's no stars in free agents anymore. But there's a rotation piece.
But you know who you end up signing? Tobias Harris, Duncan Robinson, and
Yeah,
Kevin Horter.
I'd rather give a good
No,
rotation piece to
hell
Tobias.
no.
And
Give me Paolo.
then hear me out.
I'm
I can
Paolo.
flip. I'm sorry. I can flip Tobias Harris.
No, you can't.
No, you don't.
Not for Paolo.
Hell no.
No,
You
not
can't.
for
for
Paolo.
Paolo. But I'm saying for
You can't flip
No,
him
you
at all.
can't. What are you flipping him for?
What are you
For
flipping
an
him for?
asset.
You're not getting the first
a
one.
role player.
You're not
No,
getting the
you're
first
not
one.
getting
It
the
doesn't
first
matter to Tobias. It could be, for example, Dylan Brooks. If a Dylan Brooks is in free agency,
Those guys aren't available.
why are they not?
Okay, because Dylan Brooks was a
Because they don't let the Dylan Brooks roll up.
Dylan Brooks is also a rehab project.
Quick question on it. Quick question, right? Because you said why they not? Who was the best free agent in last year's free agency class? That was just a pure free agent.
Probably Duncan Robinson.
Yeah.
Probably Duncan Robinson.
It's probably Nikhil Alexander-Walker.
Yeah.
Oh,
Say
no,
nah.
no, sorry. It was
But now if
Well, there you
no,
go.
no,
No,
hold
I'm saying-
on,
I'm saying like pure- I'm saying a pure free agent.
Gotta get this point off. If Dylan Brooks last season was a free agent, where would he rank amongst the free agents?
Top
2
3.
at worst.
Yeah, top 3.
Top 3.
So 1, right?
1 probably, yeah.
So point being, if we're saying let's go get a Dylan Brooks, let's go get one of those type of guys, and that is the most sought after free agent,
On the market.
you're not getting him.
Yeah.
I mean, you just overpay for him.
So niggas be want to go to like winning situations, gang.
That's what
like overpaying works to a certain extent. But if I want to go to a team that's actually good, that's not the Clippers.
I just think like
Yeah.
if your plan is like we're going to go get what is used for example Fred and Dylan Brooks, I think, man, the Clippers are in such a weird position because Garland's going to be too good for them to tank. I'm going to be so real with you. And if you have,
Yes.
even like I'm gonna be real, I don't
I mean,
love
other picks
Paolo,
anyways.
but like Garland and Paolo are just
That's
too
a play-in
good to
team.
like.
That kind of works.
It kind of is.
That's a playing team in the West.
Don't let if they get. Let's say they get pick 5 from Indy this year. Oh, I kind of like the Clippers now. God damn it.
All right, we
Yeah, we gotta-
can wrap.
we gotta wrap.
Yeah, I'm not there.
Man,
It's a fun combo.
that is very fun. We got to continue this. This has been the Right Read podcast, though. We thank you guys as always for stopping by. Everybody's links will be down below in the description. Be sure to follow us there. Make sure to follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to your podcast. Wherever you listen to your podcast at. Be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell to stay up to date. New episodes every Tuesday and Friday, and we will catch y'all on the flip side.